Hi, welcome back. Dave's in checking something on his computer in the other room, and we decided to come back. I hope you can find us if you were on before and said you want to come back for more chat. Please do. We're going to sit here and wait. Don't forget, please, to drop the thumbs up. Let me quickly put a link here. Hello, Jennifer Friedman. It's good to see you. Hope this works. Hi, good to see you too. And Julie, I'm glad you made it. How am I doing today, Jennifer? It's been a wonderful day. It really has. Howling Dog Ranch, Amanda Elder. Hello, I have not met you before, Amanda, that I know of. I don't recall if I have or not. How are you all doing today? We just closed out one live stream and opened a second one. Seems YouTube doesn't really care much for us doing more than an hour on a live stream, so we close it out and start another one. If you have not, please click the thumbs up. I'd love to have your support that way. It tells YouTube that you like what we're doing. I'm really glad y'all came in. It's so nice to see you. It's going to be a wonderful day. Our earlier live stream was, what do you want to talk about? And that's basically what we're doing. We just like to come and talk about things and share with you guys. David will be in a minute. In the meantime, let's see. I'm doing a great job. Thank you. Hope this works. I really appreciate that. What is your first name, dear? I would really like to know. Anyway, what I was going to say is I got a sun oven this past week. I saved for it for a long time, and I got really close. Dave made up the difference, and we ordered it. It came in. The first thing I made was baked potatoes. I didn't have anything else in line, so that's what I made. Julie, it was 48 degrees there in Utah. Oh my goodness, it went down to the 20s. It was in the 40s in the day. Hope this works. His name is Kevin, and my better half is Billy Joe. So glad you got here. And Dave, he's going to stay there to check the buffering. Okay. Well, then I'll just scoot over and get comfy and turn the camera where I can see what's going on. How's that? There we go. Anyway, so I decided, since it's not cloudy today, it was cloudy most of the week, but it's not cloudy today, so I put a beef stew in the sun oven, and it's out there, and I'm really excited to see how it's going to be. Oh, that's true. You can do some mod stuff while you're in there. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, the sun here in Texas, we get probably about 360 days of summer and 5 days of overcast and winter. So I thought the sun oven would be a really, really good way to cook and not heat up the house. So, Eli, you made it back. Wonderful. Anyway, so I got this thing, and the baked potatoes turned out perfectly. David said on the last screen that they were almost as good as the ones you get at the big fancy steakhouses. And I've always had a problem making baked potatoes. I either get them burned on the outside and okay on the inside, or raw all the way through. I just can't seem to do it. So did them in the sun oven, didn't have to worry about them. I just stuck them out there and forgot about them for a couple hours and went back, and they were perfectly done. They were soft, they were delicious. So I have high hopes for the stew. I really do. Let's see. Jennifer, what do you love? Say you love it. What do you love? 42 in northeastern Wyoming, just came out of a bad cold stretch in the single digits. Oh, I'm glad I live in South Texas. That kind of thing just is not fun to me. YouTube plays games. Yes, I agree with you. Food, yeah. I love to cook. I really do, Jennifer. It's one of my passions. And when I was younger, I enjoyed it, but not like I do now. I became very interested in cooking and food preservation and preparation when I was going through chemotherapy, and I didn't feel like eating anything. but I loved to smell it. So I started making it for other people, and I really enjoyed it. Let's see, we had good fixings with the potatoes, broccoli, bacon, butter, and onions, and cheese. Don't forget the cheese. Yeah, we had those. They were great baked potatoes. I really enjoyed them. Cooking is why we're here. That's true, Eli. That is true. Um, I started to say earlier, I'm going to this week begin a new series on holiday cooking. My first one will be a corn casserole or a corn pudding. I'm not sure which she said, that uses both niblets corn and cream corn. It's baked in the oven and it's fairly new to me. I just started baking it a couple of years ago and I just absolutely love it. I like corn, but this really is quite good. I'm also going to be doing um, dressing, sorry, stuffing or dressing, whichever you want to call it. I'll probably do a turkey. One of the things I love to do is a fruit salad. And I don't use what most people use in the fruit salad as far as the dressing for it. I use mayonnaise, and it turns out beautifully. I'll probably make my own mayonnaise too. Let's see. Jennifer, you like my shirt and hat? Thank you, dear. It's a bandana. And when I went through the chemo, I lost most of the hair on the top of my head. It's never grown back. So I generally will wear either a hat or a bandana just so I don't blind you all with the shining light on my forehead. So it's not a problem, though. Let's see. Howling Dog, hello. I'm glad you came. You made, what is that, Howling Dog? Pozole? Pozole? I'm not sure. Barefoot Chicken, hi. I'm glad to see you. Thank you. Pink is one of my favorite colors. My very favorite is purple, but I really like pink too. Hello, Kilted Gardener. It's nice to see you again. Lisa, I'm glad you made it. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. Let's see. Please tell me what that is. Posole. I guess it's pronounced posole. Southern Blessed Homestead. Hello again. I'm glad you came back. Let's see. It's pork with hominy in a red. Ooh, I love hominy and I love pork. That sounds wonderful. I'll have to look up a recipe for that. Let me write that down. Posole. Always love to add something new to the repertoire. Let's see, Lisa. Howling Ducks is, it's Mexican soup. Oh, okay. UK, here we go. You're here. Hi, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a couple of hours anyway. Oh my goodness. I'm really glad you dropped in because I'd be getting pretty late where you are. At least it's evening. Let's see. It's good to have a lot of folks in chat. I was saying earlier, the main reason why I do this, why I and continue to do it, is because I really love interacting with you guys. I like the friendships that we formed. I like the way we share with each other. I certainly learn a lot about food from you all. Um, you're my friends. We may never meet face to face, but you're my friends and you matter to me. And I want to keep doing it because I miss you guys when I don't get to do it. On the few times that I was unable to do a live show, I really missed you guys. So this is something that I want to continue doing. It's like having a party every Sunday afternoon. Let's see. Yes, McCoys, we're back, and I'm glad you found us and joined us. Jennifer, who's your BFF? Lisa Johnson, I'm quiet today, dehydrating. Oh, Lisa, I have 11 pumpkins, 11 really large pumpkins out on my driveway that I have to bring in and cook and dehydrate. So I understand what you're talking about. I was given those pumpkins. I was actually given 13 of them, but I gave one to a dear friend and one to my mom. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we do have a lot of jars of it. I don't have that many. I only have one 20-pound pumpkin that I dehydrated and put in a jar. I had a 20-pound pumpkin in a pint jar. It really amazes me how small it gets when you take all the water out and powder it. Just let's see. Uh, y'all, Celtic Gardener's little boy, Bo, will be a year old this coming week. It seems like just yesterday he was born. He's already a year old. I'm so excited about that. Let's see. I've never heard of dehydrating pumpkin. Actually, Southern Blessed Homestead, I feel like you can dehydrate anything you can cook or can eat. Um, I've dehydrated things like, um, what was I going to say? Oh gosh, I've done all kinds of fruits. I've done, you name it, kind of vegetables. I've done broccoli. I've done carrots. I've done potatoes. I've done onions. I've done strawberries and bananas and apples and um, just, I can't tell you how many things. I dehydrate a lot of stuff. It's a you use your dehydrator to dry your collected seeds. That's not a bad idea. What temperature do you? I think you'd have to do it really low, like I do on my herbs, so that they don't cook, but they just dehydrate. I could flavor a lot of things. Yep, yep. Actually, Southern Homestead, I do save dehydrate a lot of things for flavorings. For instance, I take when I can tomatoes. You have to remove this, or I remove the skins of the tomatoes when I can them, but I save the skins because then I dehydrate the skins and I powder them. And when I'm making something that has tomatoes, I'll put a couple of tablespoons of the tomato powder in it. It gives it a much richer tomato flavor. It really is good. Let's see, I don't want to miss anybody here. Barefoot chickens, hello, good to see you. Do any of my birds eat my day? Absolutely. All three of our macaws eat a lot of the dried fruit, especially the apples. They love dehydrated apples. Um, what else do they eat? They eat the pears. I dehydrated grapes and made homemade raisins, and they love that. Um, they like dehydrated mangoes quite well. They also like dehydrated eggs. I dehydrate eggs, mix it in with their food, and they really seem to love that. Let's see. Goodness. How do I use my dehydrated pumpkin? Southern Blessed wants to know. A lot of different ways, Southern Blessed. I've used it in pumpkin bread. I've used it in pumpkin pies. Anytime you need pumpkin puree, you just mix the pumpkin, the dehydrated pumpkin, and hot water, and it comes back to beautiful puree that you can use for any kind of cooking. Um, Backyard gardening is back. Hi, good to see you too. Um, let's see. You've never, UK, here we go. You've never dehydrated eggs. The secret to successfully dehydrating eggs is to put them in your blender and blend them real good to whip a lot of air into them. Then, when you spread them out on the trays you're going to dehydrate them on, you've put a semi thin layer. I usually put between an eighth and a quarter of an inch, and they dehydrate. When they're dry, all I do is I put them in what they call fruit roll up trays, which are a round tray that has a lid or a lip. When they're dry, I turn them up and brush them with my finger, and it all falls down and it's powdered. Very easy. You can also use that on anything that you need mixed or whipped eggs in when you're cooking. Baking is wonderful with your dehydrated eggs. Who else is in here? 12 thumbs up. Oh, 14 now. Yay. Well, thank you, Southern Blessed Homestead. I'm glad you're learning from me. That's one of the things I really enjoy. Single man, you built your own solar dehydrator from old glass and black paint. I'm not talented enough to know how to build. I have to buy it pre-built. But I have a wonderful professional grade dehydrator. It's one of those square ones with the fan in the back that blows air over the food, excuse me, and it does a beautiful job. Um, I also found out that you can dehydrate in my sun oven, so I'm really excited to have both. Casey, hello, welcome. I'm glad you got here today. Good to see you. Oh, thank you, Southern Blessed, or Patty. I will remember that. I'm going to write it down. One of those awkward silences while I write stuff down. My family garden. Hello, welcome. It's good to see you. My goodness, there's an awful lot of folks coming in later today. This is wonderful. Let's see. My goodness, a lot of people going so quick. I'm having trouble keeping up on the reading. You know, I've had a couple of people ask from time to time to do a whole video on how to rehydrate and use some of the things that I dehydrate. Now, I tried doing that when I did the broccoli dehydrating and showed it on camera, and I was actually shocked at how well it rehydrated. I may have to do some more of that. Um, Dave, I don't think I want to start later because there are people that come to the earliest time that wouldn't be able to make it. So what we may have to do is two, one earlier and one now. That's not a problem. Anyway, I may start doing some rehydrating videos and show you I've rehydrated this way and then I use it that way. Like maybe I could make some pumpkin bread with some of my dehydrated pumpkin or something of that nature. One thing I use a lot of dehydrated vegetables for is my soups. And I do have some broth made already. So maybe I'll make a soup in one of the upcoming videos and use all of my dehydrated things. Let's see. If you rehydrate an egg, doesn't it turn into a chicken? No, it wouldn't because it's all mixed up. So if anything, it would be a confused chicken. Let's see. Noticed it's a bit later. Yeah, we did it. We came back and did a second one because there were a lot of folks that wanted to keep visiting, and YouTube started buffering things, so it was just easier to stop the one and start a new one. That may be something we do on a regular basis because you guys seem to really enjoy talking, and I love talking with you and reading what you're saying to each other. That's really special too. Let's see. That's a whole new website, confusedchicken.com. That's funny. That is so funny. Great idea. Jennifer, what are we doing? Just chatting, just talking and sharing and being silly. Jennifer, are you having to leave? I'm sorry if you are. Come back next week if you can. Let's see. Hope this works. What is your first name again, please, dear? Let's see. Might be a good channel then, the confused chicken. Yeah, I guess it would be, especially if you make chickens or raise chickens. That would be a good one. Oh, I see. This is an extended version. I'm late to the original one. Actually, you missed the original one totally, Casey, but that's okay. We'll just keep going. It's fun. Kevin, thank you. I remembered Billy Joe, but I could not remember yours. I'm very sorry. I'm a little bit name challenged. We're thinking seriously about doing either two 1 hour segments or one 2 hour segment if it doesn't start buffering. So we'll have to see. Let's see. Heaven's Essential. If you boil a chicken and clean off the meat, would you reboil just the carcasses? Yes, I have done that. A friend of mine, Mary from Mary's Nest, says you can make up to 6 pots of broth from a chicken carcasses. So she reboils hers a lot. I usually do 2. I'd make the first one when I make it with the chicken, and the second one when it's just the bones. Let's see. Oh, the name was taken. That's too bad. That would be really funny. Let's see. I'm taking it easy today, but did some stuff earlier. That's McCoy's, yes. Julie Highstead. I'm hungry, so I'm trying homemade fries while I figure out what to cook. I make homemade fries. I make homemade potato chips. We really love potato chips. David last year got me a professional meat slicer, one of those with the spinning blade. And I found that I can slice potatoes really thin and they cook well. And oh, they are just heaven. They're bad for me because I eat too many of them, but they are really good. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Eli. That's so sweet. Let's see. Casey says, I reckon, single man, where in the world are you? Oh, okay. Kevin says, I wanted to stop by and say hi, but I have to get back into the workshop. We'll pop back up again next time. Thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate your coming, and I hope you do come back. I really, really love making new friends and keeping you close. So do drop back in. You like the chips too, Julie? I think they're wonderful. Anna Lynn made it. Yay. Hi, Anna. I was wondering if you were going to make it today. Let's see. McCoy says, I love homemade potato chips too. Do I use coconut oil? It depends, McCoy. Sometimes I use coconut oil, but if I have peanut oil, I really prefer the peanut oil. It doesn't change the flavor, but it cooks at a higher rate. So I tick it up about 350 and they cook quickly and they become crispier and they don't absorb so much oil. Casey, currently have a cold and flu. What do you recommend food or drink wise? Casey, if you have elderberries, elderberry syrup is excellent. Lots of vitamin C. You can get it in citrus fruits, or you can I buy the vitamin C gummies and chew them. Sam's allotment. Hi, it's good to see you. I'm glad you joined us. Other than that, homemade chicken soup is excellent for cold, but lots of pepper in it. Shaken table pepper, not vegetable peppers. Let's see. I can't see anything. There we go. Heaven's Essentials want to can a bunch of chicken stock and I want to make soup. So this will be perfect. Yes, that is. I do a lot of chicken stock and soup. Up to no good. Oh, oops, it went away too fast. I'm having trouble reading. It's going so quickly. UK, where you go, has it been? Oh, local honey and lemons. That's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles. Oh, hello. It's good to see you. I'm really glad you made it in. Elderberry is good stuff. I have been adding to mine here. Yeah, if you don't have elderberry yourself, there is a company called Broussard's Homestead. I do moderating. I can't even talk today. I moderate for them, and they sell an elderberry syrup kit that you can get. And all you have to do is add your own honey to it and, of course, a little water. And they're good. If you want to know what that is, I can go and look it up and give you a link. Let's see. Tony. Hey, Tony, I'm glad you made it. Welcome. Who is the sad act who hasn't clicked the thumbs up? Those things change, but it may be mine. It may be mine. I don't think I can click a thumbs up when I'm when I'm on as hosting. See, I just ran out of elderberry syrup I made from the Broussards. Need to make some more. Yeah. I get mine from Broussards because I can't grow elderberries. I have one elderberry plant out of 15 that is alive, but it didn't bloom. It's too small. So, oh well. I'm on Discord and CC. I'm sorry, I don't understand what that is. Sam's allotment dairy. I'm glad you came in, Sam. That is wonderful news. Let's see. Make some apple cider vinegar. It's best. Best for what? I use it for cleaning, and I use it I've heard of it being used in weight loss. I use it to settle my tummy often, especially in the evenings. I have a lot of stomach problems, and I will drink hot water with ACV added to it and a little bit of local honey. It's very good. Southern Blessed Homestead says, oh, she's talking to Rolling Homestead. I got a case of apples and I want to try it and made some ACV. I wish I could make it. I've tried several times and it turns out that there is some kind of wild yeast that's in our area and it ruins any kind of fermented food. It just doesn't do well here. My family garden raw ginger is good for a cold. I did not know that. How do you use it for a cold? I like raw ginger in a lot of things, but I've never tried using it for a cold. Okay, apple cider vinegar is a cure-all, but it has to be with the mother. Yes, I agree. Kilted Gardener, you got to run shopping for party. Oh, have fun, Kilted Gardener, and give that baby a hug for me, please. Very good for mouth ulcers too. It is. Wow, I'd never heard that. I guess apple cider vinegar is good for a lot more than I knew. I know I love to use it cleaning. But you know what I like for cleaning better is I followed Heidi from Rain Country's recipe and made some pineapple vinegar. That really is great for cleaning. It smells good and it works very well. It cuts grease very quickly. Y'all might want to try that. Ginger, honey, and water with a little bit of whiskey is a fantastic sore throat cure. Hey, it's almost like a hot toddy when they use ginger instead of mint. That's a good idea. I'm definitely going to try that. I'll tell you something else that apple cider vinegar is really good for, and that's getting rid of fruit flies. I put out a pint jar. I put about an inch or so of apple cider vinegar in the bottom, about 2 tablespoons of water, and a squirt of dish soap. Stir it around a little bit and set it out. They're drawn to it like crazy, and the dish soap breaks the tension on the top of the water, so when they land, they sink and they drown. So it worked beautifully. It looks pretty disgusting when you've got a jar full of dead flies, but it's a lot less disgusting than having them fly around your face and in your food and everything else. So I started using it about 2 months ago, and we have very few fruit flies since then. Let's see. Southern Blessed said, I think I heard apple cider vinegar helps balance the pH in your body. More alkaline bodies is better, and it fights off sicknesses better. That's another thing I've been told. Dave and I drink alkalized water, or used to. I haven't been able to go over and get some lately. But the alkalized water seemed to help too. So I would think that'd be a good idea. Maybe that's part of what I'm getting when I drink mine at night. It's kind of like apple tea with a little bit of tang to it. Let's see. There's a lot of great videos on YouTube on how to make apple cider vinegar. That is true. I have done actually a couple of videos, but the first time I did it, it turned out beautifully. But ever since then, every time I've made it, it grows black mold on top. So it's just not usable, which is sad because I really, really liked it. And I always have lots of apple stuff to do to get rid of. Howie, hello, welcome, Food Forest Permaculture. I'm glad you're here. That's super. Southern Blessed Homesteads. I have drunk alkaline water as well. Highly helpful. Machines are really expensive though. Yes, they are. Southern Blessed, we have a company close to us that actually has a couple of whole house units, and they sell the water for $1 a gallon. We joined their club, so we get it for 50 cents a gallon, which is not bad, but still you have to go over and get the gallons and lug them around, and that's what's been the problem for me. So let's see, who else? Eli, you breed fruit flies for your hummingbirds? I've never heard of that. What do they eat? Do hummingbirds eat fruit flies? I thought they could only eat fluids. That's an interesting thought. Please tell us more about that. I'm trying to get answers from my doctor on my unsettled stomach, thinking of trying the shot of garlic a day to see if it settles it. Sam, I have a lot of stomach problems too. And I have two things that have helped me in the natural realm if you want to try them. First is mint. Drink mint tea, keep mint hard candies in your mouth. Any way that you can ingest mint does help the stomach. It's been proven scientifically. Another thing that's helped me a lot is in the evenings, I will make a tea for myself of hot water, apple cider vinegar, and local honey, and that helps too. I know Howie from Forest Permaculture uses um, lemon water or lime water, and he says that really is very good too. So those are some ideas for you. Um, Patty, you got tired of hauling water too. Yeah, it's no fun at all. Oh, you now, Howie, are you going to be growing mushrooms, or was this just something you went to see? Let's see. They eat fruit flies for their protein. I had no idea. I really didn't. Our hummingbirds are all wild, so I'm not sure how we would get fruit flies to them. I didn't know you could domesticate hummingbirds and keep them. Parsley is great to help with digestion also. Really? How do you use parsley? Do you make a tea or I mean I add it to food all the time, but how would you use it to help in digestion? That's a wonderful idea. All of these ideas are really good and I have to be careful because not only do I have a finicky stomach, but I also have irritable bowel syndrome and that can strike at any time and you never know when you're going to have to run to the bathroom. So eat it after your meal. Hmm. I'll have to try that one. I've never just eaten parsley by itself. Some people say it's good. It's supposed to be great for your breath, but never heard of it as a digestive aid. I'll have to give that a try. It sounds very interesting. You're welcome, Sam's allotment. Let's see. Howie picks wild mushrooms. You know, Howard, you just absolutely amaze me at the things that you do with natural foods and trees and forests, and it just amazes me. You really do. Um, Patty, you have IBS as well? Then you understand. It is not fun, and it often keeps me at home because I may say I want to do something, my brain does, but my gut says not today. It's not fun. You juice parsley. Yes, I've seen you juice parsley before, Allie. I'm at the point where I throw up if it's not daily, it's every other day, but only happens in the evenings. Sam, I went through a time where I was throwing up multiple times a day, and still, anytime I eat, I get an upset stomach, but I don't always throw up anymore. Put banana peels near their nectar feeders. Ah, good idea. And my birds love the bananas, so that'd be two uses. Definitely need to get chickens back on the plot. I have a whole new website to build. Okay. Casey. Casey's talking to Anna Lynn. Let's see. Boys, you found some pesto mushrooms. You boys be quiet. Sorry about that. Mama tried. It's good to see you home. I'm here. I can't even talk. The birds are distracting me. Watching what I eat is a major thing. Getting good balance is very helpful. Yes, it is. I agree, Patty. My problem is I have a sweet tooth that rules me. Y'all hold on just a minute. Talk amongst yourself. I'm going to see if I can get the birds to be quiet. No scream. You see this? No scream. I'm back. Sorry. I had to go threaten to spray him with water. That makes him be quiet usually. Let's see. Hmm. Sam, anxiety can do strange things. That might be part of it. Not all of it, but part of it. Eli, you want more dumplings? Oh, no more dumpling jokes. Okay. Let's see. Kate waves the fist. No, I don't wave the fist. I have a large spray bottle that's filled with water. And if they get too loud and they don't stop, I spray them. Now, that sounds funny because birds love to bathe. But these guys don't like to get their faces wet. So if they get too loud, I spray them in the face with the water. It doesn't hurt them, but it gets them to quiet down. So I may have to go do it. It sounds like they're getting noisy no matter what. Let's see. Sam, have you tried anything to help with your anxiety? Um, I went through a time when I had some anxiety issues and I got much better and it quit. Let's see. Rolling Homestead says, I got to get back on YouTube. We miss you guys. We miss you too. I'm glad you came to my hours anyway. Oh, they're not being too loud. I'm glad. They sound so loud to me. Howie, I'm a mean mama. I'm a mean mama. I go in and fuss at them. See, they're just determined they're going to go in. And that's not Gandhi. I think that's Kareem. I'm glad they're not being so loud that they're disruptive. Oh, let's see. I have to be very careful on what I take due to rheumatoid arthritis medication. Yes, my one of the two sisters that I lost in 2017 had rheumatoid arthritis, and she had real problems with it. I'm very sorry that you have that. Let's see. Live every Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific. That's 4 p.m. Central for those who don't know Pacific time. Okay. Oh my goodness. Celtic Bear, hi, welcome. Actually, Celtic, you're not late. You just joined our second live stream of the day. We closed the first one down because we were having so much buffering problems, but we came back and I'm glad. And I'm glad you made it here too. Barefoot Chickens, my 4-year-old grandson Ryder is watching with me, and your birds are cracking him up. I'm glad that he's enjoying them. I really am. They can be very interesting. I have an interesting Texas slang to teach us, Kate. Oh, Casey, I really don't because both of my parents were from Boston and they both were English teachers. So I was not allowed to use that kind of slang. I can tell you that a lot of people in Texas pronounce business, Business, as bidness, Bidness. That always cracked me up. And I have one thing that's kind of a pet peeve, but it's not just Texas. It seems to be everywhere. And that is when you are measuring something, whether it is with your hand or a cup or whatever, people call it fulls. They say handfuls or cupfuls. You're not measuring fulls. You're measuring handful or cups full. And that really is something that has bothered me a lot. I'm sorry, but it really irritates me. Spring Garden One, welcome. I'm glad to see you. You have social anxiety disorder. Well, I'm glad that you come and the community helps you. I'm going to have to go do something. Hold on again. That is enough noise. There. Yes, you're right, Southern. Sorry, Patty. They do want to talk too, but unfortunately they want to talk way loud and it hurts my ears, and that's hard to do because I'm almost deaf. So having them hurt my ears just is hard to do. They get really loud. He doesn't necessarily want his own live stream, but all three of them like to be on our live stream. So that's a lot of it right there. Celtic Bear, you're from Vermont. I had an aunt in Maine. My parents were from Boston. I know the area a lot. Thank you very much. I'm in Boston. Oh, very good. Well, my family has a pew in the North Church to this day. So we go back a long way in Boston. It's nice to know other people from Boston too. Let's see, that does actually make sense. I've never thought of the distinction before handful rather than handful or handfuls, plural. That just, it bothers me. I'm sorry. I know it's kind of silly, but it does bother me. And another thing that I hate is when people can't spell. We see things on commercials, national commercials, where people can't spell. They put improperly spelled things on the commercials. So that bothers me too. I should make a channel, Bravo, and make videos. It'll go out. That's not a bad idea. I've told David we ought to make some kind of videos with the birds. So maybe we'll do something like that. Howie, you did like number 23. Thank you. I appreciate that. Casey, you really are the daughter of 2 English teachers. Yes, I am. I really am. That is enough, bird. That one has to come back out. I'm sorry. Come on. I know you get your way with an act like that. For those of you who have not met him, this is Gandhi. Gandhi is a Maui sunrise macaw. We rescued him about 6 years ago. He's almost 9 years old. He thinks he's my mate. He really does. He chose me, and he now thinks he's my mate. And if he can hear me and he knows I'm out, he wants to be with me. So that's why he was making so much noise. He could hear me out here talking, and he was not with me. So this is him. He's got lots and lots of colors. You're going to go up? Good boy. The pink that you see on his chest, let me see if I can get his head up. Put your head up. Oh, there you go. Now you can see the pink on his chest is where he has plucked his feathers. He came to us with the nervous habit of plucking his feathers, and he probably will always do it. But I love him anyway, and I don't think he's any less beautiful because he has plucked his chest. Yeah, well, you're going to stay on my shoulder. Sorry about that. Maybe they need some food or love. That bird is awesome. Thank you very much. They actually eat very, very well for macaws, for pet birds, or companion birds, is what we like to call them. They get lots and lots of good nutrition. I will cook for them and also make special things for them. He just wants to be down on the table playing. He thinks that it's wonderful to be in the camera. Here, let's see. Step up. Now, look over there. Look over there. Look over there. There you are. That's you. That's you on the camera. Oh, I know. You think they got crazy? You think everybody would like him? He's a rotten bird. He is truly a rotten bird. He thinks his way is the only way that it is. And he's loud and noisy and a brat. Yeah, he's a brat. I know. You just want a kiss, but I'm not going to give you one right now. Yeah. Oh, you're going to be good and quiet now that I'm holding you, huh? I think you ought to go back on my shoulder. Oh, that's much better. Much better. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, he has truly plucked a lot. His whole chest should be bright orange. And as you can see, he's got lots and lots of bare spots. I don't think he'll ever grow back in. I really don't. He's done it for as long as we've had him. So, and sometimes when he goes through molting seasons, like a couple of times a year, they'll lose most of their feathers. Then he really looks ragged because a lot of his feathers fall out, and it's kind of sad to look at. I was hoping I could get him to turn around so y'all could see his back. His back has got some. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, I know. His back has beautiful colors on its feathers. He really does. He's a gorgeous bird. Oh, stop that. Stop that. Should we name him Oven Ready? You could name him Kate's mate. He seems to think that that's who he is my mate. Yeah, I know. He's holding my finger because he wants to. This is one of the mating or feeding rituals that these birds go through. He likes to hold my finger in his beak, hold it with his finger, with his hand or foot, and then he'll hold on to my finger and he plays with it until he brings something up out of his crop. Now, normally, if I were a bird, he would feed me whatever it is he brought up out of his crop, but I don't want it. I mean, he'll put it on my hand and I'll let him eat it back, but yeah, he's a mess. Yes, we do have quite a few feathers, tail feathers and wing feathers, and I also collect some of the smaller ones too because they're just so pretty. Yes, he likes to share. That's exactly right, McCoys. And because he thinks I'm his mate, and it's a normal thing for them to share with their mate, that's what he's doing. What does it say? I've pulled. I don't know what you mean, UK. He spends a good portion of his time on my shoulder, or when I sit in my recliner with my feet up, he likes to stand right on my chest, watches TV with me, reads books with me, listens to music. If I'm doing laundry, he rides on my shoulder until we get to the washing machine, and then he walks around on the washing machine while I'm putting things from into the washer or into the dryer. Let's see. Told me to reconstruct my videos because the audio was poor. Thank you very much. I did. Oh, very good. If I'm doing the dishes, he walks around on the counter. He plays in the water. He likes to drink from a glass. If I've got something in a glass that he thinks he wants to drink, he'll stand and drink out of the glass as long as I'll hold it for him. What are you doing, Stinky Pot? He truly thinks he's my mate. He truly does. The biggest problem I have with him is the fact that he's going to outlive me by, could be as much as 60 or 70 years. And they normally, if they're given good care, they can live upwards of 90 to 100 years. He's not even quite 10 yet, and I'm 70. So you make big noises. You make big noises. Yeah, you big old scary thing. Look at that beak. Look at that beak, you guys. This beak can turn a 2x4 into toothpicks. He has that kind of strength. But he knows he has that strength, and he chooses not to hurt me. Let's see, what does it say? Got to go, time to start dinner, great to be here. Oh, Rolling Homesteads, I'm so glad you came by. Please look for us next week and drop in again. I really need to set him his own channel. It's not a bad idea. It really isn't. Anyway, as I was saying, he's with me. If he's awake and I'm home, he wants to be on my shoulder. He truly does. Iron Fire Horse, hi, you made it. I'm so glad to see you. Where are you going now? Going to the other side? Okay, you can come over that side for a while and say hi. You spit on my finger again, didn't you? Actually, all three of them are really good birds. Karib used to be solely David's bird. He and David bonded very strongly. And then Bravo came along, and Karib and Baba bonded. And now Karib seems to be wanting as much attention from me as Dandy does, and I have to balance time with each of them. Bravo, he puts up with me, but he's not crazy about me yet. So, oh well. Let's see. Julie, somebody had an elaborate cage in his office with a hole that went to the outside. Those cages were huge. I should look for an article. Oh, what a wonderful idea. As long as the weather outside is good, your birds could go back and forth as they wanted. That's a super idea. Only problem is air conditioning would go right out with the birds. That could be a problem. We have a very large outdoor cage, and you could put 3 or more birds in those things. And when we lived in Florida, we had it set up, and the birds had a wonderful time out there. Who needs an African gray Celtic bear? David had one for a while. I've never had one. I'm told they're really smart and really fast, and they bite really hard. Yeah. Yeah. You tell him. You tell him. Peekaboo. You gonna talk? Arg. Peekaboo. One of its favorite games. Oh, peekaboo, Karib. Arg. Peekaboo. Debbie, you didn't know we came back? Sorry, I thought you saw that. Well, I'm glad you found us. I really am. Yes, you will be live in an hour, and I will be watching your live. Oh, yeah. Did they? These guys, if they're Sam, these guys, if they're in a good mood, will clean our ears. Gandhi likes to just run his tongue right along this part of my ear. He thinks that's wonderful. But he also likes to put his tongue in my nose. Not fun for me, but he seems to think it's great. Debbie, I'm really glad you found us again. Howie, I'll see you at 4. You take care. How much do you sell? Oh, we don't have peacock feathers. Oh, you're asking. I'm sorry, you're asking Eli. I just thought you were asking us. Patty, you take care, and we'll see you next week as well. Actually, we've been on for another hour, and I think it's about time for us to go as well. We will see you all next week. Thank you so much for coming and for hanging out with us and putting up with my messy, loud birds. Say goodbye. Bye-bye, y'all. Take care.